Christmas dinner used to happen just once a year. But these days, we can enjoy a festive feast every day of the week, as almost all supermarket and coffee shop chains have a range of Christmas sandwiches on offer. From turkey and all the trimmings between bread to vegetarian alternatives and very unusual options, every palate is catered for. But which sandwiches are worth forking out for, and which belong in the bin? And do you really get what you pay for? Female food drink writer Imogen Blake, with the help of her very hungry colleagues, sampled nearly 40 Christmas sandwiches on sale this year to find the very best and the very worst. She has tried sandwiches in 3 categories: classic Christmas feast, vegetarian, and the best alternative Christmas sandwich. Find out below which came out on top. The best, and worst, turkey Christmas sandwiches. Joint best rated. Pred's Christmas lunch sandwich, £3.75, left, was joint top rated with Eats Christmas Full Works Bloomer, £3.95, right, with both sandwiches scoring 5/5. Pred Christmas lunch sandwich, £3.75, this is the sandwich to beat all pre-packed snacks. It looks like any other Christmassy lunch at first, but, between the meat and the bread, sits a crispy stuffing sheet. The revolutionary inclusion of orange zest not only quietens down the pointlessness of the salad, but it pulls every morsel of flavor from the turkey. You'll be fooled into thinking it's December 25th, Gareth Davies. Rating, 5/5. Eat Christmas Full Works Bloomer, £3.95, housed between 2 thick slices of a bloomer loaf. The bread is more than substantial enough to hold the myriad of ingredients inside. This sandwich is an extremely meaty experience, with the filling including turkey, stuffing and slices of smoked ham, so is certainly not for the faint-hearted. The winning factor with this sarnie is the perfect balance of quantities, with the cranberry perfectly balanced so as to avoid being too sweet or too sharp. Eat also do away with the abundance of mayo seen in so many competitors. In my opinion, this is just one step down from a Christmas dinner. Martha Cliff. Rating, 5/5. Worst rated. Asda's £3 extra special turkey trimmings was the worst rated sandwich on the list, with a score of just 1/5. Asda extra special turkey trimmings, £3. This deluxe handmade sandwich is anything but luxurious. It's absolutely packed with meat, so much that you can barely get your jaws around it, but the end result is a dry, bland mouthful with an aftertaste of bitter cranberry sauce. There's also far too much spinach here, my pet hate. A waste of money. I put it down after 2 bites. Imogen Blake. Rating, 1/5. The rest. Eats pricey £3.95 turkey, stuffing and crispy onion baguette came a very close second in the classic Christmas feast taste test. Eat turkey, stuffing and crispy onion baguette, £3.95. Eats Christmas baguette was garnished with just a spattering of rocket, so salad fearers like myself can rejoice. There is extra room for all the good parts, and the negligible greenery doesn't taint the taste at all. Instead, savory and sweet takes hold. The cranberry sauce? Delicious. And while prune and pancetta stuffing sounds unusual, it really works. It's all finished off with a tasteful amount of mayo, so it's neither soggy nor dry, and packed into my favorite kind of bread, a baguette, so it's hearty too. Lauren Bell. Rating, 4.5/5. Tesco turkey and trimmings, £2.35. There's plenty of mayonnaise in this meat feast of a Christmas lunch sandwich, which gives essential moisture, though not everyone will like that. This really does taste festive, with plenty of stuffing, tender turkey, and crispy bacon. The filling is generous, all except for the cranberry, of which I could have had more. The malted brown bread prevents it from feeling too artery clogging. For £2.35, a bargain and a festive triumph. Imogen Blake. Rating, 4.5/5. MS Help Shelter made without wheat turkey feast, £3.80. I find that GF bread can be quite dry, but this is a really lovely soft sandwich. There was a nice amount of filling with a good flavor. I would avoid if you don't like cranberry sauce, as at times that could be a little overpowering. The turkey was nice and moist too. Hannah Carter. Rating, 4/5. Little festive feast, £1.69. The festive feast was everything you want from a Christmas sandwich, filling and flavoursome with lashings of tangy cranberry sauce. The turkey was moist and the herby stuffing tasted like the real deal, while plenty of mayo and bacon gave it some extra saltiness. The only unwelcome addition was a thick wedge of spinach leaves which added nothing and which I promptly removed. The cheapest sandwich on the list and one of the tastiest, Imogen Blake. Rating, 4/5. Asda's cheaper turkey trimmings sandwich was tastier than the more expensive extra special version. Asda turkey trimmings sandwich, £2.50. It may be 50p cheaper than the extra special version, but this pared down sandwich actually tastes a lot better than its luxury counterpart, which is our worst rated turkey sandwich. It has a good mix of meat, stuffing and sauce, and the turkey actually tasted like turkey as well, rather than like plastic as can be the case. Save yourself 50p and buy this one instead. Imogen Blake and Talia Varga. Rating, 4/5. Costa Coffee Turkey Bacon Club, £3.95. It feels so wrong yet so right. It's greasy and cheesy and like it will clog your arteries instantly, but the combination of gooey cheese, creamy mayo, bacon, turkey, and cranberry is guilt-inducingly delicious. It's very rich however, and I'm not sure I could have more than a few bites. But for a naughty hot treat, this is a good shout. Imogen Blake. Rating, 4/5. Cafe Nero Festive Turkey Special. I really hate these large floury buns that coffee shops use for their sandwiches and toasties. The cranberries in this bun are lovely, but the filling is dry as a bone, and it's a shame because the truffle mayonnaise is a truly delicious, luxurious addition, and doesn't overpower the other flavors as truffle usually does. There just isn't enough of it. The cranberry flavor is beautiful, though, and I'm not even offended by the spinach leaves. It looks awful, but exceeds expectation. If it wasn't so dry, it might be among the best I've tasted. Imogen Blake. Rating, 3.5/5. Sainsbury's Snow Globe Sandwich, £3.50. This looks horrific as it's encased in a gaudy plastic dome and is sprinkled with edible gold stars. But actually, it's not half bad. It's absolutely stuffed with meat, perhaps slightly too much, but it's all very tender and flavoursome. The slick of cranberry is a welcome addition, though with the brioche bun everything is slightly too sweet. It's the size of a burger, mind you, so one for when you're starving only. Imogen Blake. Rating, 3.5/5. Aldi's £1.69 turkey feast with pigs under blankets scored just 2/5, proving that sometimes you do get what you pay for. Sainsbury's turkey with pigs under blankets, £2.20. This is a decent effort from one of Sainsbury's many variations on the turkey sandwich this year. It's meaty, but the filling doesn't overwhelm you and the mayonnaise keeps everything moist. There's plenty of cranberry to add a festive touch. The sausages are your classic cocktail variety, and it does feel like I'm a child on a school trip when I eat it, as the meat is all pretty bland. It's not something I would choose, but a decent effort. Imogen Blake. Rating, 3.5/5. Subway Festive Feast, £4 with drink. This almost smells of Christmas. It's packed with meat, and don't worry, you won't go hungry with this, so don't meal deal it. The cranberry sauce was welcome, but there needed to be more stuffing. I wasn't sure about the tomato. How festive is a tomato? A solid performer, but is it up to Pret's festive offering? I'm not sure. Jeremy Barnes. Rating, 3.5/5. MS Help Shelter Turkey Feast, £3.50. This was tasty enough, but the overriding flavor was the overly sweet and not very tangy cranberry sauce. The turkey was great and stuffing was generous, and bacon was a welcome addition, but on the whole, it was pretty bland. Underwhelming. Unity Blot. Rating, 3/5. Greg's Christmas Lunch Sandwich, £3. All it really needed were some sprouts to make this a truly Christmas lunch. Tasty, but on the bland side, and lacking any festive punch. Greg's festive bake, however, is truly glorious and everyone should sample one. Imogen Blake and Nicholas Booth. Rating, 3/5. Crus-Shera's festive turkey feast scored poorly in our Christmas feast taste test, with a rating of just 2/5. Sainsbury's turkey feast sandwich, £2 and 20. The turkey was a bit dry, but I liked that they mixed up the greens with spinach instead of soggy lettuce or rocket, Talia Varga. Rating, 3/5. Starbucks turkey feast panini, £4 and 25. The coffee chain's turkey and cranberry ciabatta is 4 parts dusty bread and 1 part filling. The middle is tasty enough, but it's like paying for 5 coffees and the barista burning the beans in 4 of them and nailing just one. Gareth Davies. Rating, 2/5. Aldi Food to Go's turkey feast with pigs under blankets, £1 and 69, brimming with British pork and turkey. This well-stuffed sandwich will leave you feeling exactly that. There is the merest slick of cranberry chutney and a decent amount of turkey, but it's all overpowered by the sausage, bacon, and sage and onion mayo. At £1 and 69, it's a pretty hearty offering, but definitely more meat feast than festive feast. Joe Tweedy. Rating, 2/5. Asda turkey and trimmings with pigs under blankets wrap. The crunchy layer of salad slaps you in the face with your first bite. Without that, it probably works, but Christmas is meant to be indulgent and guilt-free. Whoever is eating salad for their Christmas dinner needs to have a look at themselves, and so does Asda. Gareth Davies. Rating, 2/5. Crus-Share festive turkey feast, £3 and 95. When will cafes learn that spinach has no place being in a Christmas sandwich? There are far too many leaves in this one from Crus-Share, which is perhaps to be expected since it's a health food cafe. Unfortunately, this tastes a bit too virtuous, with the turkey bland and rubbery and the stuffing lacking the powerful sage and onion flavor it deserves. The cranberry is an unpleasant afternote. It's not the worst I've tasted, but I don't want to finish it. Imogen Blake. Rating, 2/5. The best, and worst, vegetarian Christmas sandwiches. Best rated. Tesco's £3 and 50 Bubble and Squeak sandwich was our favorite vegetarian option. Tesco Bubble and Squeak sandwich, £3 and 50. The Bubble and Squeak sandwich is a really tasty alternative to the obscene amount of, what are usually dry, Christmas dinners in bread sandwiches. The filling is plentiful and has a balanced tang to it with the spiced red cabbage and salad. The only unusual addition is the seasoned coconut flakes. They are not needed. A very good vegetarian alternative. Natalie Corner. Rating, 4.5/5. Worst rated. Aldi's Brie Cranberry Sandwich disappointed this year, after coming joint top last year. Aldi Brie Cranberry, £1 and 69. This is my favorite type of Christmas sandwich, so I was so disappointed by this squeaky, flavorless, and frankly quite gross creation, even if it is as cheap as they come. The brie had the texture of halloumi without the pleasant saltiness, and the ratio of cheese to chutney was totally off, with far too many thick chunks of rich cheese. The cranberry chutney, which also contained flavors of orange and ginger, tasted of washing up liquid. I hate spinach in sandwiches where it doesn't belong, and this is a perfect example of unnecessary leafage. A shame, since this was our joint winner last year. Imogen Blake. Rating, 1/5, and only because the bread wasn't soggy. The rest. Waitrose spiced falafel flatbread came a close second in the vegetarian taste test. Waitrose spiced falafel flatbread, £3 and 20. While a falafel flatbread may not at first seem the most obvious festive lunch, Jesus was after all born in the Middle East, where the deep-fried chickpea balls are something of a regional delicacy. The supermarket is onto something with its falafel flatbread, with the tangy feta complemented by the fruity mix of cranberries, apricots, and chestnut pieces. However, with all that fruit and yogurt dressing, it does become a little bit soggy, so it's not one to leave out for Santa overnight. Scott Campbell. Rating, 4/5. Pret Veggie Christmas Lunch Sandwich, £3.50. I was very excited by revisiting this sandwich after enjoying it last year, but it wasn't quite as good as I remembered. The butternut squash stands up well and is firm and not soggy, the onions were crisp and it has good texture overall, but the taste is just a bit too sweet. Maybe they've been heavy-handed with the cranberry, but it needs something a bit more savory to balance out the squash, as the onions are also quite sweet. I prefer veggie sandwiches, but this left me craving some turkey. Offer.From. Rating: 3.5/5. Eats £3.95 roasted butternut squash, seedy stuffing slaw sandwich, left, and Pret's Veggie Christmas Lunch, £3.50, right, usually score well but came mid-table this year. Eat roasted butternut squash, seedy stuffing slaw sandwich, £3.35, this vegan sandwich was dry and fell apart in my hands. The seeds were an interesting addition but added a strange texture to the sandwich. Stephanie Linning. Rating: 3/5. Pret Very Merry Christmas Lunch, £3.50. The carrot tasted fresh and crunchy, and the port and orange cranberry sauce added a nice richness rather than being too sweet. Pecans hinted at the idea of a nut roast, but otherwise it didn't feel massively festive in flavor. I enjoyed eating it, but 5 minutes later I couldn't really remember what it tasted like, as opposed to the more distinctive veggie sandwich. Offer.From. Rating: 2.5/5. Asda Brie Cranberry, £2.10. A brie sandwich is certainly one of the more indulgent options and can leave you feeling a little piggy. However, there is no danger of that with Asda's brie and cranberry offering, with the supermarket offering a minimal cheese filling. This isn't necessarily a bad thing and makes the sandwich far more manageable, but the cheese isn't the only filling that is sparse, with cranberry a little lackluster also. However, the spinach is lovely and crisp, giving the sandwich much needed bite, and the filling is not bogged down by mayo. Martha Cliff. Rating: 2.5/5. The best, and worst, new Christmas sandwiches. Best rated: Waitrose Spiced King Prawn Cocktail, £3.75, was an outstanding festive alternative sandwich. Waitrose Spiced King Prawn Cocktail, £3.75. While this seafood sandwich doesn't scream festive, it certainly packs a punch. A tangy twist on a classic prawn mayo, it's filled with Bloody Mary-style aioli and pickled celery, which add a much-needed crunch. My only criticism is that it's not sold all year round. year.But. Rating: 5/5. Worst rated: Aldi's £1.69 ham hock, farmhouse cheddar and plum apple chutney sandwich may be cheap, but it's disappointing in taste. Aldi ham hock, farmhouse cheddar and plum apple chutney, £1.69. I had high hopes for this sandwich, but sadly Aldi's festive offering didn't quite live up to its promise. The bread was soggy and crunchy in all the wrong places, wet bread, slightly stale crust, while the ham was dry and tasteless. It's billed as a premium sandwich, but at £1.69 it turns out you really do get what you pay for. It's a no from me. year.But. Rating: 2/5. The rest. MS Help Shelter Sandwich Selection, £3.50. Can't choose between Christmas sandwiches? Then this one's for you. I don't know why bite-sized sandwiches always taste better, but these morsels are just delicious. There's a brie and grape, enjoyable, but I'd prefer cranberry, a prawn and smoked salmon cocktail, which tastes like a normal prawn cocktail, as I can't taste any salmon, a classic turkey feast, the true taste of Christmas, and a ham hock and golden beetroot piccalilli, the true taste of Boxing Day. You'll finish it off, and then want another one. Imogen Blake. Rating: 4/5. Tesco's Finest £3 Beef Aged Red Leicester Sandwich sounds like an odd combination, but it works well. Tesco Finest Beef Aged Red Leicester Sandwich, £3, top sandwich. The roast beef and red Leicester went together really well, which surprised me, and I really liked the strong flavor. The chutney was also good, but made it a bit too sweet for top marks. Martin Robinson. Rating: 4/5. Weight roast duck and blackberry chutney wrap, 3 pounds and 75 pence, a delicious and filling wrap packed with flavor. The chutney works perfectly with the tender chunks of duck, but the wrap itself is a bit doughy. Stephanie Linning. Rating, 4/5. Eat ham, rocket and brie baguette, 3 pounds and 95 pence, it's certainly not all you want for Christmas, but this festive offering from Eat hit the right notes. The crusty baguette went nicely with the subtle flavors of the brie and ham, while a slathering of cranberry sauce brought on the festive vibes. The rocket was a little wilted, but still added a pleasantly peppery taste. The downside? The cranberry sauce leaves the baguette with a rather soggy bottom. Rory Tingle. Rating, 3/5. Waitrost's unusual duck and blackberry chutney wrap scored well in the alternative taste test. Pret smoked salmon and dill baguette, 4 pounds and 25 pence, the cream cheese is a bit strong, and it smells a little like a McDonald's Filet-O-Fish. But I like the baguette, which is grainy with seeds, and the smoked salmon has a really good flavor. The dill is fine, but people who doesn't like strong herbs might not like it. It's a little plain because the salmon is overtaken by the cream cheese and the herb. Tiffany Lowe. Rating, 3.5/5. MS Help Shelter Vegan Chestnut Roast Wrap, 2 pounds and 80 pence, I really enjoyed the pureed chestnut filling, though I found it was quite sparse and condensed to one end of the wrap, making the rest of the sandwich quite dry and bland. It's good for a lighter Christmas sandwich option, though perhaps a little too light in parts. Karen Gilchrist. Rating, 3/5. Asda Extra Special West Country Cheddar and Wiltshire Ham, 3 pounds, with equal measures of good ham and good cheddar and a gesture of spinach between them. This is a decent sandwich on soft, seeded bread. Your blood pressure might not agree though, for it contains a whopping 55% of your daily recommended salt intake. Joe Tweedy. Rating, 3/5. Tesco's 3 pounds and 50 pence hog roast and scorched apple roll didn't impress in our taste test and came near to the bottom. Asda pulled pork and stuffing, 2 pounds and 10 pence, you won't be offended by this sandwich, but it's not exactly going to set your taste buds alight. Pulled pork conjures up barbecue sauce and tender strips of meat, none of which are present here. The pork is soft, but it disappears into the stuffing, which is the only thing you can taste. There's barely a hint of the applesauce that's allegedly in the sandwich, and it could do with much more of it. But at least the white bread is pillowy soft. The fried onions, which could have added much needed texture, have gone soft within. Pity. I could easily eat it all though. Imogen Blake. Rating, 2.5/5. Costa Coffee Festive Pigs in Blankets Panini, 3 pounds and 95 pence. I love a sausage sandwich, but this one is in a very floury baguette which leaves my mouth dry. The sausages are nice enough, but there's not enough cranberry and it just lacks the deliciousness of a classic sausage sarnie. Disappointing. Imogen Blake. Rating, 2/5. Tesco hog roast and scorched apple roll, 3 pounds and 50 pence, pork and apple, it's a match made in heaven. And I did find the tender pieces of pork mixed in with the sweet, slightly spiced, apple tasty. The scorched slices of apple on top, however, I couldn't taste much scorching, and it resulted in the sandwich having a very odd texture, ultra soft stuffing and pork below and too crunchy apple on top. A big no. Give me a blob of applesauce any day. Imogen Blake. Rating, 2/5.